what I like to do is I start doing the top feathers first, and I'll start at the bottom, do the bottom feather, and the next feather, and the next feather, stair-stepping them up as I go. And there's various things you can use to do that. I showed you the ceramic stones before. The ceramic stones, or a ceramic rod, is what I use to sometimes do it. Depending on the wood, I may switch. If it doesn't work correctly, I may switch from that, and I may go to this green stone. A white stone works just as well, or a blue stone. I just happen to have this one out. This is what I showed you initially, but they all work well. We'll start out with the ceramic stone and see how that works. So we'll take this diamond out of this one. Just put that ceramic stone in there. If you find out if you have these or have access to these ceramic stones, and you find out it doesn't cut very well, sometimes you have to just kind of touch the end of it to a diamond lapstone like this. And I just touch the end of it to it, just to kind of take the. Sometimes they get rounded on they will get rounded on the ends here instead of being flat. So you want the flat edge so you can cut. So let's see what we can do here. I start with the bottom one. As you can see, this one right here just goes underneath that one, so there's not very much to cut. But we have to cut it down enough to where it's. And I can tell you right now that it's not going to cut very well. So it's not cutting. So I'm going to switch out and go to the green stone, just because of the type of the wood we're using and the grain we're using it on. Different woods will vary. So let's try this green stone. Same way with it. If it doesn't cut very well, take it and just touch it to the end to sharpen the end of it. And then I like to use my little pinky to hold things up. And just run it right around, and it's cutting very well. And it's just going to drop right off. It has this where it's going underneath the other feather. I need to cut some more. And when I'm cutting these feathers, because the feathers roll over this way, I tend to hold my cutter at a little bit of an angle. So I just put it on here. I want to cut enough of a stair step so that when I do this, I have enough. When I cut the next one, I have enough room to cut all the way down. So just touch myself with that if it gets a little warm. Let's go through it just so I can see what's going on. Okay, I'm cutting that. Enough depth so that when I cut the next one, I'll have enough room to stair step the next one above it. Okay, you can see where I've cut that area right there and stair stepped it down, probably a 1/16 of an inch or so. Now I'll go to the next one. And the next one, we'll run I like to get this one just right here. I haven't pulled it all the way around enough. Okay. Now I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to pull stair-step that one as well. Just do it very little at a time. That one down. Give myself enough space. You can see where the thickness lies right there. Just be careful you don't cut through too far. Go to the other side. Okay, that's that one. Now I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to come around to the next side and just start at the tip and work my way around. I just initially just make a mark to get started with the guidelines. Just go real easy, go steady. Get up to the coverts, I just kind of cut around them just a little bit at the top like that, just to give where the covert goes across the top of the feathers. Then I go back and I start the process again. Cut it down some more. Real careful I don't go too far down and lose what I've got here. And notice how this is starting to stair step in here. So I'll do it just a little bit more to bring it down level with where it's thin enough to look like the one feather's laying on top of the other one. Bring it through the coverts like that. Okay, I've got this. Right in here like this. I've got that one on top of that one. So now you can see the stair step starting to take place. Now I simply come over here. And there's the next one. Again, getting into the coverts. I need to come back over here on this end and bring this, because this rolls down underneath the other one. I need to make a deep enough cut to show that rolls under, and then show the stair step right here. You can see we now have these feathers with a layered look on them. There's one stair step on top of the other. We simply turn this around and we go to the other side. Now you can see my whole idea is to bring these feathers down where they meet one of the bottom feathers. So we'll do that later. I just indicated where they'll go under. So we come down here to the next one, and I start at the bottom one again and come up. And again, I do it right up against the covert. this up. Just make sure we're trying to stay as straight as we can. Bring it right around the corner. It slips off without a problem. And I go back and do it again. Okay, the next part through putting this together is now we're going to take and lay out all of the primary feathers on both sides. We'll start with the wing that's over the top. We'll get it first. You'll notice that you have this number of feathers running down the main primary. What I like to do is take my measuring device here. Let's turn this around so we can see this. I'll measure from the wing tip to this very first one, and I'll just put a tick mark where this one's going to go, like so. And I just make a little mark, and I'll put a pencil mark there for that. Make sure we got that in the right spot. That's the first one. And then I just move down to the next one. We just repeat this process all the way down to get them into the right sequence. This helps to lay them out correctly on the side of the top of the feather as we go. Like so. Into the next one. Two or three of these feathers are really, really close together, as you can see here. So you can basically eyeball those, just the marks where they're located. To be fairly close. The ones you want to measure are the ones that are quite a distance apart. So we've already got these feathers in here, so we're going to get these back. These are part of the scapular feathers. These right here, these are the part of the primary feathers. So we'll go ahead and get that one. I just like to put these little tick marks in here because they just give me an idea where the spacing goes for these particular feathers. And that one. And then of course, this last one you can pretty much eyeball it too, that it falls about like so. Now the fun part is to start to draw all of these. So we start at this very top feather here and put it in. Worried about the width, you can measure it if you want to measure the width of it. See how wide it is. It falls about like that, so you can put this on here, make a mark, just bring it around like so, and then we repeat this other process again. Now you got to realize when you're looking straight down on this particular one, your depth perception is off here, so you got to look at the side view and the top view at the same time, kind of get an idea of where the feather goes as it comes off the top and down the side. You'll notice if you look at it here, it's narrow, but it's wider here. That's the perspective that you see. So we'll bring this other one around. See, from this view is wider than that view, so we'll compensate for that. A lot of things you don't see on these patterns is there are other feathers under here, and some of them are hidden underneath other feathers and whatever. This is just to give you a perspective of all the feathers that are on the wings, so you can see them and get an idea of how the feathers flow off the primary. So if you ended up with more space and you needed to add some, you could add some feathers in here, which we may have to do depending on how you rounded the bird or whatever. So we'll go ahead and continue with these top feathers and see how they fall out. This next one you see here, this next one you see here, again it's wider. So we'll put that one in. Now you'll notice that I'm just bringing all these feathers down anyway because you've got these little side coverts that come down, and so we'll have to draw those in later, but I just bring all these down just to get them laid in. We can go back and erase those and pull those out. Now you've got these that are real close together again. Those are the ones we kind of eyeball a little bit. They may shift on you just a little as you're drawing these. Don't be afraid to redraw. And notice this feather just goes up underneath and doesn't go anywhere. So you just bring it around. So I have running at a slight angle. So I just kind of draw myself a little bit of a line to give me an idea of where they go. Now there are more of these feathers that can be shown. There's some unstacked underneath because we have a longer distance. We're going to show more of them than we show on the pattern. So don't be concerned about that. There'll be more of them there. This is just to give you an idea of where these feathers go. So the first thing we'll do is we'll just draw this first one in. So, and the others just fall off of it, like this. So I go in here and just clean this up just a little bit. So there we have the top view of all the wing feathers, the side coverts, the scapulars, and we've got all of the primary feathers all laid in. Now we have to do the same thing to the other side. And when we get that other side laid in, then we'll go in and we'll carve these out and get them ready, and then we'll proceed on with the other feathers on the bird.